All right, guys. Happy Wednesday. Big waves out there. Big waves, big waves, big waves. And it's so funny because I'll get on a Zoom with like other teams and I'm like, hi. And they all think I'm nuts, but I'm like, try it. Just try it one time and you will see the power of the double wave. It makes all the difference in the world. So we have an incredible, incredible guest on our call tonight. I could not be more giddy about it. Y'all know I get very excited. But before we move it to her, we've got a couple of little housekeeping items. So first of all, like, tell me in the chats, guys. So say me if you're coming to PXP. So if you're coming, go ahead and put a me in the chat because I want to know who do I get to squeeze in like less than 2 weeks. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. Cannot wait to see everybody. And one of the things that we need to make sure that we're doing is we're getting our tickets registered. So guys, please, 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 please make sure, especially if you ordered those 10 packs, that they are all registered and everybody's gotten their emails and that everybody is good. And if you registered your ticket, you should have gotten a response from corporate. So if you didn't get one, look in your junk mail, kind of search around a little bit and make sure you've got it. So we got that. Now, next thing. Well, today is September 11th. We did a tribute about that this morning. But what that means for us tonight is that we've got 2 days left to rank advance. Corporate extended our qualification period. So if you are looking to walk the stage in Orlando at a new rank, you've got 2 days left. Well, rest of today, all day Thursday, all day Friday, right? So 2.25, we'll say. So if you were thinking that that sounds like a good idea, go run. Reach out to your leaders, reach out to somebody to run with you, go get some advice, go get some help, keep going, because how much fun will that be to be celebrated in just such a short amount of time? And then Coach, I know you unmuted. Do you want to talk a little bit about taking advantage of this promotion that we've got this month? I know I didn't ask you about that, but you're so great that I'm sure you would love to.
Yeah, absolutely. I did a call yesterday with all of our vice presidents and above, and hopefully you and your team that are vice presidents and above got on that call yesterday. And I talked about I want to throw out some stats, and this is just our organization because I have the stats to pull up. Over the last 4 weeks, 1 month, we've enrolled right at 5,000 new brand partners. I had somebody from the network marketing industry today said, when they saw my post, they said, do you realize there's network marketing companies that don't enroll 5,000 new people in a month? And I said, oh, yeah, I'm very aware of that. We did it in 4 weeks. Think about that. So we broke 844 rank advancements in 4 weeks. 844 people broke ranks, which means they're making a bigger paycheck in the last 4 weeks. Over 600 vice presidents and above. Since we've started, guys, this is like what I hope you hear tonight is I hope you don't, if you've never been a part of our industry, you might not think anything about it because you don't have anything to judge. If you've been in our industry, there's things that are going to happen in this company that is going to be a wow factor. It's going to be like, we really realize what we got our hands on. And it's lightning in a bottle. It's super special. And I tell this to people all the time because when you catch it, it's go time and it'll change your life forever. And we've got so many people that's grabbing it, running with it, and making the most of it. And years down the road, there will be a lot of people call them lucky. But what they really did is they seized the moment. And Andrea, I'm living proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
I took a company and I seized the moment years ago, and it changed my life financially. And there will be a lot of people that will do that in this company, and I'm seeing it happen. And I'm so honored and so grateful to be a part of this with you and to see this happening. And that's what I shared yesterday on the call was we had so many people enroll in the month of August that if you've got team members in this company, you need to be reaching out to them. And you need to be finding out if there anybody in August that enrolled but didn't place an order. And for those people, now the promo this month is for anybody, but I would definitely grab up the people in August that didn't place an order, and I would use this power up promotion for them, meaning they could actually activate their account and activate their business level with 100 points or more. And then from there, every rank they hit, like in the business level in their first 4 Fridays, the company will power them up to the next business level. Now, I have all these questions of these one-offs. It's like, well, what if I had somebody a year ago that was at business level? Okay, well, they come over as business level this month and they have the opportunity to run to ultimate. So if they go grab another 500 PV, they will go to elite status, and then the company will power them up to ultimate status. So you just got to look at the one-offs and go, but I would encourage everybody to look at your August enrollments for your team. And if there's people in there that did not get to ultimate, this is the perfect month to blow your business up and do it. And then for September, everybody that's enrolling in September that's got a new 4 Fridays, I would run them all the way to 1,500 points this month. Why? Because the company's going to reward that person with 25,000 lifestyle credits that they can redeem to go on trips. We're about to announce new trips in the company. And then the person that gets them to ultimate, a full 1,500 points in their first 4 Fridays, they get 10,000 lifestyle credits. And that's the simplest I can make it. We could get it more complicated and dig into the weeds. But what I would do is keep it simple. Go after the ones in August that didn't order. And then all your new people, run them to 1,500 points and take advantage of the lifestyle credits given. And that's what I shared on the call yesterday, Andrea. If that makes sense to you in here, I know you might have one-off questions. Well, what about this person? They enrolled 6 months ago and they're here. But as far as just the general, does that make sense? Maybe put a 1 in the comment so I can see. Okay. I see we have some one-off questions. Okay. Reach out to your upline. If you can't get it answered, reach out to me and I'll help you. Okay. With those one-offs. What about this person? What about that person? Okay. And we will get those answered. And those are super important. Okay. So, Andrea, I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I was trying to read through the the questions in there, make sure there was none that I needed to answer. So yes, cannot wait for that. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys really quickly, so you know, our goal is to get healthy and our goal is to hustle, right? That's our goal for the entire month. That's kind of what we've been working on. And so I wanted to share with you about our call tomorrow with Dr. Crystal Vance. So she's going to talk to us about burn. So that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Oh my goodness, who on here loves burn? I know I do. I can't wait. I just ordered another, I don't even know how many. We don't need to talk about that. Doesn't matter. But I got more in stock because I ran out. And I'll tell you, I was tired of making poor Sheila hook me up every single time we went to an event. But you know what? She had my back. So thank you, Sheila. So guys, go learn more about why you want this incredible product. That's going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Time with the one, the only Dr. Crystal. So wanted to make sure that you all knew about that. And we'll be posting that on Telegram and all those good places. But now it's time for the good stuff. So we have a very special lady on here today that has only been with our company, I want to say like 35 weeks. Like, is that possible? Maybe 36 weeks. So I don't know. You can fix that when you come up here. But she has been here for a very short amount of time. She's already achieved the rank of senior officer. So she is optimizing. Her paychecks are crazy, and she is growing a monster team. And just this week, she hit a goal that is absolutely incredible. So we've got Sheila on here, and I'm going to highlight you, and I'll bring us in there with you, so you're not there by yourself. So we'll come on up there with you. Hold on, I'm going to grab me too if I can. All right, there we go. So we're all up here with you. But everyone, please help me welcome Shelia Bycofski to the call tonight. And Sheila, congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge,
Look,
huge accomplishment.
I should give you a tip for you've learned how to say my name, my last name.
Well, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. Okay.
Brent needs a few lessons.
I'm not there yet, but I was not a great student. Okay. It takes me a little bit of time.
Well, I'll tell you this, I might pronounce it wrong, but I can spell it because I can type it real fast. So I'll do my best with the pronunciation. But we know who you are, lady. I remember, like, I don't know, it was very soon, and you said you spelled my first name right. I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. I got you down. Well, first of all, congratulations. We're so excited for you. Like, what an incredible accomplishment. How many weeks was it? Because I think I was a week off.
Well, I hit it. So it's like week 37.
Okay. Okay. So you
Really, I did. Yeah. And I enrolled December 21, but really things didn't, well, I can't say things didn't kick off because my first two brand partners who enrolled the next day did 2 posts, because I'm going to talk about system of growth. Did 2 posts, and by Saturday night, December 23rd, had sold a 10-pack and had $500 cash in their hands 2 days before Christmas.
Well,
so I did have a pretty powerful start, I would have to say.
Well, you sure did, because I know who those 2 were.
Yes.
And that was fun, okay? Because that was kind of the big test that you guys were doing. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to back up a little bit. I got a little ahead of myself. I got excited. But some people may know that you actually have a lot of experience in this industry. You had success with another company, kind of had moved away from that, but you've got some of that background. So coming from another company, tell us a little bit, because it's hard to tell when you're in something, right? Like you don't know what you got until, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what wowed you with Partner Co?
Okay, well, that's going to be an easy answer. And you'll probably, like Brent will say, you'll probably get tired of hearing it. But the really 2 key things, what were the first main thing was system of growth. I mean, without a doubt, because literally I and some other people had been working, I'm not kidding, probably for 5 years. I mean, trying to come up with something that would help us bring people in and them be successful. I mean, I was even just dreaming that I could bring somebody in and they get their return on investment within 2 months. 1 month would have been like insanely great, 2 to 3 months. So, it was a struggle to do that. And then it was the struggle of how do I get them to making real money? And so let's talk about pain points, right? So the system of growth, first of all, but then the comp plan was going to have to be worth the effort. So let me say relevant to what does that look like, or what did that mean? I was not looking for something because I had said I was never going to work this hard again. I wasn't going to do that. But what I didn't know is there was a better way. There was a company that it wasn't this hard, because I knew that duplication, it happens if you had a system. I'd been around. Can we talk about how much money I probably spent on trainers? It would be, I would be embarrassed to tell you how much money. And so Haley and some of these others know, because I was willing, I love the industry. I knew this was the way to go because had gotten to a level that was enough to prove to me the power of the industry. So I had done and paid a lot of money for people to tell me you needed a system. You know what I'm saying? So from that, so that would be, of course, the comp plan I'll talk about a little bit more. But
Yeah, and I want to say something too, because I want everybody to know this lady is super loyal. She didn't leave a company. The company changed her. Okay. And so everybody understand we've all worked hard for something in our life. And this lady worked hard for what she had in that company. And it was taken away from her. And I know because I've been there, it's hard to trust again when that happens. And we had a lot of hard conversations, right, Andrea, with Sheila and others. And it was one of those things where it was like, we know we don't have your trust right now, but we'll have to earn it. Like, that's all we can say. We'll earn your trust over time. And this company is got some really unique things in it, and the comp plan's one of them. It's really unique. And if you want to work hard and get your income up fast, you have the potential to do that. And Sheila is a great example of that came here. So many people that do this once can't recreate again because they're not willing to go back in the trenches. But she was, and I have more respect for her today than I did when she joined, because I've watched her go back into the trenches, start all over again. And over 37 weeks or 36 weeks, bring her income to a place that she needed it to be for her family, with hard work, with desire, and for the willingness to trust. One more time. And I can promise you this, we will not let her down. And I am so honored to be partnered with you, Sheila, because you're people that we dreamed about when we dreamed about putting this company together, and we dreamed about starting this in February of 2023, was people that would come here and work hard and take care of people. But we want people that have some loyal backbone, that when we do build it, they're loyal to the cause. And that is you to a T. That's you to a T. And it's an honor to be here growing this business with you. So congratulations to you. Well deserved on the $10,000 bonus. So well deserved.
So my next question for you was going to be to tell me what you think about the system and what it's like to build with the system, but I think you covered it. So tell me a little bit about, again, and this is kind of going back from, you don't know what you don't know, but what do you love about this comp plan? And what do you think makes it so powerful?
Well, so one of the things, I'll hit right off the top of the bat. So let's give people a comparison. So I was 14 years where I was. So Brent's addressed, definitely loyal. And there were a lot of people that thought we were crazy that we hadn't already left. But title affected your income where I was. So I used to tell people, I said, I had 18 levels. Now, we were not structured this way. So it's not going to necessarily, you can't think of it as apples to apples, because we were unilevel. I think that's the right term, Brent. But only got paid through 7 generations if you had a certain title. So who do you think worked with all those people down on that 18th generation? I did. But when you could no longer keep the title, your check went from $14,000 a month to maybe $2,000 a month. So one of the first things I heard when Brent started sharing the comp plan with us was that was one. Brent, you may not remember this. You looked at me and you said, tell me what, you asked me something about volume. And I said, it was 150,000 in the month of November of 23. And you said, what did you get paid? I said, $1,300, because I wasn't the high, enough title. And you looked at me and you said, That will never happen here. If you build the volume, you will get paid on it. Talk about a game changer for me mentally. And again, it was like, ooh, hopefully he's right. So I think it was the title thing. And this is what I want to say to people who, if you've never been anywhere else, there's some things you can't appreciate about the reason you should stick and stay here is that you don't have a monthly website fee. You don't, after the 1,500, you don't have a monthly sales goal. I'm struggling with finding the words to get people to understand 100-point subscription order every 4 weeks. Like, that's your hang up. Oh my word, we need to do a heavy talk. So things like that. And then the fact that we could help each other build. Like, I didn't have to go get a prepaid Visa card and hide trying to help somebody with, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have it, it's built in to where you don't feel like you're in competition with your team members. So those were some of the, I would say, I'm trying to think, because I did actually do a bullet list of things that were different here. Like, you don't have the traps.
Yeah, and I got to bring this out because Sheila brought it out. She just made me think of it. We might be the only company, like, you can wear this with a badge of honor. If you don't have our new 6-minute comp plan video, you're missing out. So we'll put it in Telegram. Hopefully maybe, I know Michelle McKay's on, but I want to show you, like, Sheila knows this, but imagine if you would go out over time and you sponsor 100 people over time. I'm not talking about like tomorrow. I'm just talking about over time. You sponsored 100 people and you taught them how to post twice a day. You are going to make for life 15% match check on their base commissions. So if every one of those 100 people did $1,000 a week, you're going to make 15%. Okay, that's $150 per person. If all 100 did that, that's $150 times 100 every week. If one of them outranks you or outtitles you or earns more money than you, it does not break away from you. That is called a tripwire in our industry. And I want you to know that you will be hard pressed to find a comp plan that is like ours, that just allows you to go get it. Like, guys, volume is volume. And I tell people all the time, I mean, I always wish everybody luck when they go try a different company. You'll be hard pressed to ever find a comp plan like the one we got our hands on. And Sheila knows it because she's been with another company that she was super loyal to. And now she's in this comp plan. And volume for volume, there's no question what's driving more revenue into her home, which isn't that what it's about? Absolutely. If you work hard, you should earn the money. And she's earning the money. So congratulations, Sheila. I just had to bring that out on the match pay part of the comp plan because it's like, it's so powerful. I mean, it's not about ranks, not about title. It's just.
Well, and so speaking to that, Brent, so a lot of people, this is the other thing that I always will highlight is once you've hit the 1,500, you get paid on your first 3 generations immediately. If somebody's building fast, for example, beneath you, you're not waiting for a title achievement in order to get paid on that. It doesn't matter what your title is, automatically get those first 3 gens. So that's also, this is the other thing about the comp plan and the dashboard is that it was very strategic because you've got all of these along the way, these visual cues to keep you motivated and keep you going. The thing of 3 generational pay right off the bat, like that's another, like it's psychologically, it makes you want to build faster if you understand that. Like the fact that I don't worry that no matter who I'm working with, it's going to benefit me and those beneath them. If you work with people, like I'm willing to work hard if I know that it's going to give me the payoff. And that's the difference in partner code. If you get an itch that you think you need to go look at some other comp plan because things are slow, I'm going to tell you, you better pick up the phone and call somebody, because you don't need to do that. You just need to find out, what do I need to do here? Don't go look somewhere else. I'm going to tell you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Because it took years to get the income that I've achieved at this point. 5 years to be a car achiever. What was it? So we're talking what, 9 months to get the car achievement, because the savings bonus is basically equal, but it's way better. Like,
Yeah.
way better.
And Sheila, that's the point. Like, so there we have a $10,000 savings bonus. If it takes you 10 years to get it, great. But I want to tell you this, most times for car achievers, it takes some years to get it. Like Sheila said, it took her 5 years in her previous company. But the fact that you could go get it quicker, and so the fact that in 36 months and that she could strike the $10,000 savings bonus. But now Sheila works this thing like a full-time business. Okay. So don't compare unless you want to put in 12 hours a day, like Sheila's putting in. Like, so she's going and getting it, but she also wants to grow, and she's had she's like had that 25 to 30K a month eyesight. Like, I'm going to get that quick. So she's putting in the full-time work to make it happen.
Well, and she's rocking it. So with that, okay, and I'm going to be nosy right now, okay? Can I be a little nosy? I want to know.
Can.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit, right? So you're about to have 10,000 extra dollars. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had 10,000 extra dollars, 10,000 free money just get dropped into your household. What does that mean to you? What does that mean for you? And what are you going to do with it?
See, I knew you were going to ask, what am I going to do with it? I'm still absorbing that it's coming my way. That it's going to be deposited this month. It's pretty crazy. Probably, I don't know. Like, it'll probably go in the savings account first. I mean, now let me say, my earnings with Partner Co, I am, getting anything paid off, debt wise or whatever. If we didn't learn anything from, the past 4 years, set yourself up for that. But I will say one thing too about money. So let's say savings account. When you make money, especially like when I did for a season with RF, if you didn't come from that, if you didn't grow up, sometimes if you're giving and all these things, you want to do a lot of things with it, and maybe you spend money the way you shouldn't. And so I will say, Haley and I, now, not that I have not spent money on extravagant things. I might have paid for a team retreat that maybe I shouldn't have done, that cost me $5,000 to rent the house. I'm talking about previously, like it would be things like that. But one thing Haley and I talked a lot about is that we felt like if we're given a second chance, there's so many things that we're going to do and try to be wiser about when we come over, when we get this chance. And so one is having a savings account. I don't know about some people, but having money in the bank for an emergency. Just some things like that. I have an older home that I bought that was built in 1926. It needs some things, things that I've had to put off because my income had decreased. So I'm trying to like be smart, like try to be, and I want to learn how to invest better. Like, I'm just being really frank. I don't want to go buy things,
So Brent, is she speaking?
I'm smiling.
I know she's speaking yours.
Because that's one of my things here is I've watched so many people in our industry and other industries that make really good money and they spend it as fast as they're making it.
Right.
So one of the things that I want to do with our company is I want to teach financial literacy. It's something we don't teach in high school. It's something we don't do a great job of teaching in college. And it's as adults, we need to know financial literacy. Like as we're making it, it's not how much we
Absolutely.
make, it's how much we're keeping,
Right.
how much we're putting back, and how much we're turning in and letting our money go make us more money. And there's opportunities out there. And so that is a passion of mine, to be able to teach and have conversations with people and just say, hey, think about this and do that. So Sheila, you're speaking my love language when you said you're taking your 10,000 and saving it, because it's not if life is going to throw us, it's not when, or I'm sorry, it's not if life is going to throw us a curveball, it's when. And we got to dig our well before we're thirsty.
Absolutely.
So I just, for me, I hear you say that, and I'm so glad, because so many people don't humble themselves enough to say something like that. But it's so big, even to me today. Let me tell you something. I sell boxes of drops just like the rest of you do. When I sell a box of drops, I celebrate the $50 victory. Okay. So don't think because, oh, Brent's the #1 power ranker in the world, whatever, that I don't celebrate a $50 win. I absolutely celebrate a $50 win, and you should too.
I know you're going to ask me, Andrea, what does the bonus mean? Right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to share something really frank that, I'm not even sure all of my friends from RF coming over will know this, but, it's easy for people to think when they look at you and you've come from somewhere and you had success and here you are, you're running the system and you achieve something by then. But a lot of people won't know that where I was in 2023 was bankruptcy, because I have a 42-year-old son who's been with me for 3 years and has no insurance and no income that I'm still trying to get on disability. So this is, do we want to get raw and real? Because you know what? I'm not the only person that's struggling and went through things. So we're talking, I went from $143,000 a year 1099 to RF. Well, I don't care if I say whatever, to 12,000 last year. Okay. 143,000 to 12,000. And I was on disability income before RF came in my life because of my own personal health issues. I've traveled. So let's get real about what did it really look like for me in December of 23 when I called Michelle and said, Haley wants to know about these drops. So tell me about these drops so I can call her back. And then Michelle says, I have to share with you the other part of this. So Michelle didn't know that. I don't even know if Michelle knew that I had to file bankruptcy last year because of all the expenses and the loss of income. So, so that's the real, like, let's talk about what's real. What does it mean to me? It was renewed hope. It was, again, to have faith in the industry. Okay. Because I do love this industry. Being able, I have two precious little granddaughters. I know I'm not the only one on here with beautiful grandchildren, and I like to do things for them. Being able to, because in my early days with this other company, my daughter nearly lost her life with health issues, and I paid for her two children to be in private school because she couldn't homeschool at the time. So I did experience, Brent, what this industry and what, if you work a business and commit to it, what it can do for you and what it can do for your family. It's about how can I affect change? So it took a little bit of time I was afraid to believe. I really was. I was afraid to, but I didn't have it. I didn't have a backup plan, right? And let me tell you, and y'all, I'm divorced. My ex-husband, like we get along great, okay? But when we were first married, he always wanted to do insurance, which meant he wanted commission lifestyle. I'm like, you've got to have a job. We can't live on commission income. but he was always looking for what I found in this industry. And so I feel kind of bad, like, but we were looking at it back then, Amway, Herbalife, and I thought the industry wasn't really for real for a season. So, the fact that you can come in here no matter where you are. This is what I tell people. They say, "Can I make money?" I said, "If you'll do what I tell you, but you got to do what."
Amen. That's amen, amen, amen. I love that. And I've got one last question for you. And Coach, you might have something else, but I've got one last one.
Yeah,
So,
before you ask,
okay.
I want to tell everybody, because I want to pull out the learning that I believe that you got to listen to the messages. And tonight at Shelia, people find you in the mess. You don't.
Right.
How many of you put a one in the comment if you've had a mess in your life before? Like, I'm not talking about like go to coffee and like just doom and gloom and everything. But at the end of the day, for Shelia to be honest and humbled herself to say, "Hey, I was at a desperate time a year ago. And this was a blessing from God that it came into my life. And it had not been for a post that Michelle made, how would that have changed the course? I don't know. I don't know. But that's something to think about when you think about, do I consistently post? Because what if you have a Shelia in your friends list or in your algorithm that could see your post, that could change their life like it did Sheila's? And because she's humble enough to share the mess she was in, I encourage you that as you take this and grow, never forget where you came from and never forget where you were at when you grabbed this and took off. Because I know I don't want to. I was in a mess. I was in a tough spot. I was praying. Pumping gas in my car to go to work every day was a challenge. But boy, did I look like I had everything buttoned up and man, had life. But when those garage doors shut down at night, I was praying for an answer and I didn't know what it was. And I found it in this profession. So did Shelia. So I just want to bring that out because I want everybody to know that it's okay to have a mess. It's okay to be at a rough spot. Just know you don't have to stay there.
That's right.
So Andrea, I'll turn it back. I know you're going to ask another question.
Well, I just have one more question, and that was a great one because this industry found me in the middle of a mess. And I'm so grateful for it because it got us out of that, right? So forever grateful for it. And I hope that for anybody in here that finds themselves in a little bit of a mess right now, please grab onto this because it can absolutely change every single aspect of your life for the better. So learn from it. Don't walk away from it. Keep moving, even when you don't want to, all of the things. And with that, I'm going to say implement this one thing. So Shelia, if we could turn around today, right? Or tomorrow, right? Whatever it looks like. And we could just do one thing to try to follow in your footsteps, right? One thing to accelerate our success, one thing to get closer to that savings bonus, one thing to expand our team. What would you suggest that we do?
All right. I made some notes. So it's going to be hard to say just one thing, and this might be my only chance to say some of these things. So, well, first of all, let's talk about a practical tip is the system of growth. Like, I mean, it just is. And I'll tell you what does give me reassurance. So when I found out that before we came along, Renew was your system of growth prior to when the drops came. But when we looked at Brent and asked questions, because I do look forward to thinking about the future, because what if the drops aren't the system of growth? Then you know what Brent said, then we're going to do what the next system of growth is. So now, like he said, there's a trust factor, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we are speaking the words that the world is looking for right now, relevant to health and relevant to finances. And believe you me, if you don't think, now health was a big deal for me, but if you don't think the finances were the primary thing for me, you would admit, I would have been, you'd missed the boat, which is why we have to talk about, we have to let people know there's a financial option here for people. What if? So practically do that. And also I have confidence that Brent and others will guide us to the next system. This is the truth. Every single thing he has told us, and I'll say it over and over, has absolutely become true. It's not because I'm something special. It's because I followed his system. That's why, because I followed the system, not because I'm something super special. I just might have gotten there faster than somebody, but not because I'm special. The other thing is that absolutely is mindset and positivity. The moment that you feel like there's something better, I'm going to tell you, you better call somebody, call your AA support person, your what would I call it? Your MLM support person. I need you to talk me through this today because I'm thinking things I shouldn't. Okay. Be prepared. There will be ups and downs. If you don't think a storefront, do you think they have great sales every week? I don't think so. You're building a business. You're not building a hobby. It's a business. So businesses have ebbs and flows. Number one is communication. Do not isolate. Do not zip up and just go get in a hole. Reach out. Now, I'm not going to let you stay in a pity party, but I'll talk to you about what we need. What's the reality? What do you need to hear? I'm going to say too, I'm going to call this person out because this is an area where I felt weak as a leader. Well, let me rephrase that. True leaders have lots of moments they feel like I'm weak in this area, whatever. So Michelle Mitchell, who's on here, who is in Virginia, basically alone, okay, but she's got phenomenal background. I was thrilled when she came into my world in the previous company because the thing about insurance people, they'll listen to no all day long. They don't care about it. Like they have got stamina unlike anything I've ever seen. So I was thrilled when she appeared on the scene. Well, then she decided to follow me here. So this is going to come back to the system of growth again, if you can believe it. So Michelle gets started and she's a little bit younger than me, but she's in the midst of raising a 2-year-old grandchild because the mother is not able to. And so does she have her plate full? Oh my word. But her Facebook posting with System of Growth wasn't working. And so I'm struggling with, I don't know what to tell her to do. Like, she's doing all the things. She's like, what do I do? Like, I'm feeling guilty as a leader. I've brought her in and I can't get her over the hump. But you know what she did? She bought a business. She has a why. She kept on and she figured it out. And I'm like, I can't say that I can't take credit for your success because you chose when things weren't rocking right. You said, I'm going to figure it out. So just a shout out. So my point about that is, go after what you want. Your leader may not have the perfect answer for you, but that's why we have all these people. So I had to put that in there because I know I'm not the only person that's ever struggled with that. Now, this is going to be one of my takeaways for you to take away. You have to decide what you're going to say no to for a season so you can say yes to all the reasons you are building for your future. I'm going to say it again. You have to decide what you're going to say no to for a season. Now, I'm not talking about your family. Let me put that out there. Not your family. What you're going to say no to for a season so you can say yes to all the reasons you are building for your future. So one of the things that Haley and I have talked a lot about is that Haley had little children, really little. Like, in fact, her babies were born after she had joined with this other company. And now her children are elementary school and all the things. And this is what we said. We're not going to be on 24/7 building at the risk of losing our family. You have to figure out your hours and what your limits are to decide. So my point about that is, it's one of those things. We said this time we get to do it differently. But let me add to that, the reason it's easier to build and preserve your life and your family is because Partner Co has this set up for success that way. Like, again, I told you, Andrea, this was going to be my love language, talking about all this tonight. So that is one of the things I would say. There might be, like, there were some things I had said, I may not can do this particular extra thing that I had done in my life. Maybe it was playing for a piano concert that required 3 or 4 months of time aside that I would dedicate, because I knew, I said, I've got a window of time in this company. Let me say with that, we have a window of time in this company that you get the opportunity to perhaps lay a foundation, and because where you are in the tree, I'll say, you're here early enough that we're still going to be, and Brent can validate this because of his years in the business. If this is a good opportunity today, then it better be a good opportunity in 5 years, right? It better be good. It can't just be good for today. So I'm not building for just today. And I will give you a classic example. In the previous company where we were, a person came into the business maybe 8 years after the founding consultant and her mother. That woman came into the business and surpassed the income of the person who was at the very top. So don't get caught up in this thing. If I'm not in right now, I'm not going to earn. She earned because she took the principles and applied it, and surpassed, at that time, was the top earner in the company. So those are the kind of things that I remember that I'm bringing over here with me, that it has to be a good opportunity 5 years from now, or I'm not going to bring you in. So don't get caught up in the titles, only from the standpoint that, because they don't trap you. The titles are here to motivate you, but they're not traps, in a sense, if that makes sense. Brent might could define that better. But the last thing I'm going to say is we are here to serve others. We're here to serve them in their health needs, and we're here to serve them in whatever capacity. If they want to earn $500 a month, then I'm going to try. But if you want to take it all the way and see, like, test the waters, how much can I make? As Cynthia Bolden will say, how good can I feel? How good can you feel? Right? So how much can you make? I don't know. Do you want it? Let's try. Let's go for it. So to say that I'm grateful, I want people to see that I'm just a little bit ahead of you. You're coming next. Just like, I'm going to tell you, the other thing that was powerful to me was when Miss Pat Klepper earned this, knowing that she had been with the company, I don't know how many years. I tell people there's no time limit unless you turn off your subscription and you don't hang around. There's no time limit to get the 10,000. Why would you not stay? Why not? Don't turn off your subscription. So anyway, those are my last parting thankful words. I will say I'm really grateful too for all the people who welcomed us when we came in, because it's kind of hard to bring that. You've got a circle of, y'all been together for what, 13 years, some of you, in a previous company, and y'all have done a phenomenal job of making those of us that are new come right in and feel welcomed, and us share the goodness. There's a lot of goodness here. So much goodness. So thank you for the opportunity to get all that out and tell everybody the good news, right? The good news, Brent.
Sheila, it's incredible. And I want to end tonight by saying Sheila had a super Saturday with Tamara Bullard and the team in Mississippi this past Saturday. And I literally pull up to the hotel where the Super Saturday was, and I slam on my brakes when I see Sheila walking across the parking lot. And I went, wow, she's a product of the product. So for all of you that hadn't seen, I mean, like, I'm just so impressed with not only has she taken the business to the next level, she's taken her body to the next level. Like she's glowing up in life. And I mean, isn't that great? Like, we all want to glow up as
Yes.
we age, right? And I'm like, wow. And I told her, I mean, I know she was probably, like, all right, Brent, go on. But I was like,
No.
oh, holy smoke, Sheila, you look amazing. And I meant it. Like, it was a wow factor to me. And seeing what they're doing, but guys, they're doing it. Here's the thing. If you're sitting out here going, how do I get this? They're doing it all. They're posting twice a day. They're doing drop talk events. As teams start growing in an area, they go do Super Saturdays. And you know what? They pick up the phone and say, hey, can you come help me with this Super Saturday? I want you to be there too. And and that's what keeps it sticky. I was on the phone today with an industry guy that has wrote books, and I've got it right here behind me. And he was talking, he said, Brent, the industry's 100 years old. We can do so much on social media today. But at the end of the day, what we can't get away from is the communion time of people, the breaking the bread with people. If you want to create a sticky, stay organization, you must break bread. You must hug them. You must be in person with them. And that is when you look up 20, 30 years down the road. And that is when you realize, oh my gosh, look what we've created. And that's what we're doing here with Partner Co. It's not easy. It takes work. It's nearly 9 o'clock Central Time tonight. But at the end of the day, we're going to look up in years to come. And you're at the ground floor. So when you're calling in right now in customer service wait times, you're like, oh my goodness, we know it. We're on Zooms constantly with the owners of the company. But I want to tell you this, and I'm as passionate about this as I can. In the last 4 weeks, we enrolled 5,000 brand partners just in our organization. That's not Todd Rowland's. That's not Greg Ted. That's not the company. That's not Europe. That's just us. My previous company got launched with 9,000 brand partners. It went on to create many, 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 many millionaires. Many people making 6 figures a year and more. Many people working at very part-time earning $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. The company got launched with 9,000 brand partners. In 4 weeks, just me down enrolled 5,000 brand partners. If you don't think that you're on the ground floor, now let me tell you about that company. I remember that company when we were serving up seaweed in vinegar bottles. I remember that it was green. It was green and tasted like seaweed. And you know what? Today, have you had any Limu 5X? Does it taste pretty good? Has it evolved? Would you like to have been in on the ground floor, even when it was green and in a vinegar bottle? We've got it really good right now. We're not in a vinegar bottle, but we are on the ground floor. We are evolving. You're going to come to PXP in a week or so, and you're going to see what looks to be a $1 billion company before it's a $1 billion company. You're going to see a new website get launched. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to see, you go, oh, I don't like this. How's my tree view? How's my report? It's all going to blow your mind. And you go, wow, I really am in a company. So Ann Wilson's on here. She was the very first distributor in Tahisha Noni. She got the distributor #1, identification #1.
Wow.
And she said, I remember walking in the building and I remember the folding tables. There was a folding table and there was boxes and we were like hand delivering them and it was archaic. But ask Ann Wilson, was it worth it? Absolutely. She'd put it in the comments right now. It absolutely was worth it. Ask Brent Palmer, was it worth it to be on the ground floor? 1000% worth it. And I want to tell you this, the movie is completely different here. This is way bigger, way bigger. So you go, is it worth cheating time out of my day? Not from my family. Thank you for saying that, Sheila. But cheating time out of my day from maybe going hunting or watching TV or playing golf. Your future self will thank you so, so much. And Sheila, for you being here tonight, your candidness and the way you put it tonight, I think, guys, give some love in the comments. If I loved it because it's just real people being real. I mean, that's what tonight was. So thank you. Andrea, I'll turn it back to you.
But a mic drop. That was incredible. Sheila, I took like 3 pages of notes. So I'm going to go implement your one tip. That was powerful. Coach, thank you for that at the end. And guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We were all blessed tonight, right? Like Sheila got a huge blessing. She got this incredible gift from the company. But guess what? I think we all won, right? We all won tonight. So thank you so much for all of your wisdom. And guys, I can't wait to squeeze you. We've got like a week left, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But very soon we're going to go squeeze. So thank you guys. Have a beautiful night. Coach, thank you for everything. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful evening. Thank you,
Thank
Sheila.
y'all.
Love you, Sheila.
Okay.